WWE, 2K23, AEW Fight Forever, The Wrestling Code, and WrestleQuest. With so many wrestling games on the horizon, who could ask for more? Welcome to the VGWA. I'm Cobrettie.
And I'm Walley.
And we're asking for more. So come join us today as we count down our top 10 wrestling games we want. But first,
why don't you smash that like button with a chair and powerbomb that subscribe button.
And get notified of all our content featuring wrestling games. For this list, we'll be looking at the games we want that have more than a snowball's chance in hell to be released.
Wait a minute. We all know there is a snowball's chance in hell on some of these. Just gotta rub that magic lamp a little harder, and I'll bet you they'll come true.
Number 10. Nintendo's Pro Wrestling sequel. A winner is you, Nintendo, if you release this.
No way. Nintendo's only the winner in finance. We're the winners that get to enjoy an awesome game.
Although Mario and friends have conquered the world of many other sports arenas, they have still yet to take on wrestling. Once upon a time, there was a pitch that combined the world of volleyball and wrestling together in Super Mario Spikers, but was rejected due to the violent nature of the world of wrestling.
I'm guessing Nintendo didn't realize how violent Mario Kart was against the CPU. The bastards.
But that's okay, because bring us back to the world of Starman and Fighter Hayabusa. Just how Punch-Out was a puzzle game disguised as a boxing game, I would like to see what different game mechanic the creative minds at Nintendo could come up with for a wrestling game. So let's just hope that one day Nintendo lands that somersault kick straight to our hearts.
Number 9. Wrestle Angels English version. So let me start off with just a quick synopsis of Wrestle Angels. Wrestle Angels was developed in Japan by Plume, KSS, Success, and TriFirst. It was first released in 1992 on the PC 9800. The last time a game was made and released was in 2008 on the PS2. The game is an all-women wrestlers with an anime-style design. Instead of button mashing and combo-based controls, you had a card-based system that you had to select and prepare for. Was this the forefront of card-based video games that we have today, such as Slay the Spire, Hearthstone, Gwent, or even Magic the Gathering? So why this game for our top 10 games we want? I'll tell you. 1, the game is about wrestling. 2, it has Japanese anime in it.
Best girls and waifus.
3, the game is like an RPG. If you like progression, and if you like development, and you like Japanese anime, and of course if you like wrestling, this game should be on your list as an English version so we can enjoy the stories, we can enjoy the card base, and we can understand the controls instead of using Google Translate to translate the text.
Is that like saying you read a certain magazine because of the articles? Number 8. Rings of Destruction. Saturday Night Slam Masters 2. With development of video games lasting for years now, many companies are revisiting their back catalog to reissue older games. Still remaining unreleased for any home console, Saturday Night Slam Masters 2 would be a perfect choice for a re-release, either as a standalone or part of a package.
And this is where we rub the magic lamp.
Although this game is more influenced by Street Fighter II and less by wrestling, it is sad to see a game get lost to time due to unavailability. Never having an official release in the United States, this would be the first chance many players would have to experience this game. With any luck, maybe Capcom will be able to squeeze this game in between major releases like Resident Evil and Street Fighter.
Number 7. Shonen Jump Wrestling. Kinnikuman vs. Tiger Mask.
Or would this be up to that other cat in the hat, Toei?
But first, we have another Kinnikuman spotting in the VGWA video.
I'm the VGWA, brought to you by Kinnikuman.
No, we don't get kickback from any Kinnikuman merchandise. No, we don't get any kickback from any Kinnikuman video game. But we do like to represent Kinnikuman. With that out of the way, if you know Kinnikuman and you know who Tiger Mask is, you really want to see a battle between them in an actual Shonen Jump Wrestling game. Now mind you, the Shonen Jump Wrestling game would have more than just Kinnikuman and Tiger Mask. With a slew of characters you could pick from the Shonen universe to put into this game, and the vast amount of finishing moves, character creation, and the most spectacular rings ever created within a wrestling game only can be done by a Shonen Jump wrestling game. But let's get back to the real point. Kinnikuman vs. Tiger Mask. And an actual game together, not created, not just merged together by some mod. They're actually developed and made for the game. This game would tick all the boxes for those who are wrestling fans, anime fans, shonen fans, and those of us who just want to whoop some ass during a video game.
Number 6.
And cue the WWF from Cobrettie.
WWF Superstars. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This game has no chance to be released. But hear me out. There is a high probability that all 8 wrestlers in the video game are currently under WWE Legends contracts. So in reality, all you would really have to do is erase the graphics with Virgil in it. Cue in Lonely Virgil meme. Bored. Alone. Waiting. Only $10 for an 8x10. Sorry, Retromania Wrestling, but if given the chance for a limited games runs release, we would choose WWF Superstars.
Number 5. Do a Powerbomb comic wrestling game. With 7 comics currently available for Do a Powerbomb, this is one of the most bombastic wrestling comic books VGWA has ever seen. The story starts with Lona Steelrose, who wants to be a pro wrestler, but of course, she's hidden in the shadows of her mother. But then everything goes kind of crazy when she meets these supernatural people and start performing in a wrestling tournament.
I think this game really hinges on whoever voices Necrotot, the other world's version of Tony Khan, who is both the promoter and announcer.
Yeah, this could probably take you out of the realm of real wrestling, but wrestling is about story. Wrestling is about emotion. Wrestling is about passion. Wrestling is about drawing the people into their universe and being blown away by the outcome. What a video game does as well.
Number 4. Fire Pro Wrestling returns. Again, with more retirements than Mick Foley already, I want Fire Pro Wrestling to be the Terry Funk of retirements. Forever! I'll even take a version lacking an endorsement from New Japan Pro Wrestling, because I can't get enough of knockoff wrestlers. WWE managed to redeem themselves with 2K22, but to be honest with you, I just see it as a okay, good game, but not great.
And it can't predict the Royal Rumble.
The last great wrestling game I played was Fire Pro World. Spike was nice enough to release all the development tools for Fire Pro World so community creators could support the game, but I still have dreams of one more story mode run, because like any Hall of Fame career, you need the chance of you still got it.
Number 3. AEW versus the world. I get it. We should be talking about AEW Fight Forever. I mean, because it has a release date of... Well, I can't find the release date yet, other than the last day of 2023. But it will come out. After it comes out, we should have AEW versus the world. Because AEW has spread itself across the world. They show themselves within New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they show themselves within the American wrestling market. Having a combined roster of Japanese and American wrestlers creates an enormous roster and venues you can select from. It'd be awesome to see Kazuchika Okada fight against Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, or Jungle Boy. As long as it continued the smooth flow of wrestling mechanics and didn't spam the reversals or the blocks, this game would be awesome. Think about it. You could start in one place. Let's just say Chaddington, Oxfordshire. And you grow yourself all the way through the world, through New Japan Pro Wrestling, through the American markets, all the way to Canada, eh?
But not too good, eh?
Why not? And then become the AEW versus the world champion.
Number 2. Cobrettie's idea of what a territory game should be. I have lost more hours of my life to the Persona series and Fire Emblem 3 Houses than I should admit. So I want a wrestling game that implements the calendar system into the gameplay. You have matches at a given date, but what you do up until that match is up to you. Do you train to get stronger, or do you spend time with colleagues? Are you working a second job so maybe you could fly to your destination? The choice will ultimately be yours.
You know, that's the story mode of Madden 23.
But I want something with a little bit more time management. Do you book yourself for more dates to make more money? Or do you take that opportunity to do something else? Maybe find a new tag team partner? Or have you booked yourself so much that you've forgotten to train, and now you're just losing matches and you end up a jobber? So I want something with the freedom of the Persona series, minus the black cat telling you you need to go to sleep. Before we get to our number one pick, let's take a quick look at some dishonorable mentions.
Number 1, Rumble Roses.
You're not gonna cause a riot with Hulk Hogan's main event again?
Hey, we all make mistakes, but we're not making this number 1 because of what happened in the past. So this is really about how WWE fired Ukes.
There is no way that Rumble Roses would come out in this day of age. Plus, isn't Ukes working on AEW Fight Forever, and Konami hold the publishing rights?
2 great points there, Cobrettie, but I haven't seen a release date for AEW, so we're going to stick that this is coming out before. And I realized I covered all the women wrestling games in my top 10 portion of this video. Okay, let's just start this one. Rumble Roses is a good game. Nobody plays the game because of the development of the characters. Nobody really plays the game because of the outfits of the characters. They play it because it's a good wrestling game.
Yep. Still lie to yourself and say you read the articles.
Rumble Roses shows showmanship, shows arcade-style wrestling, over-the-top moves, but still keeps to the core method of what wrestling is. So I'll leave it at that. And all of you who are hoping for this to show up, it did. Stay tuned. There'll be more about Rumble Roses in our future videos. Wink.
So thank you for joining us, and make sure to join us next time as we review Gokuaku Dume Dump Matsumoto for the Sega Mark III.